Welcome to Legendary Studios. Today we are looking at the top 10 solo board games I really want to get to the table. Stick around to find out what those 10 are here on Legendary Tactics.
All right, so these are 10 solo games, but not necessarily pure solo games.
No. These are solo variant, solo
ones
modes.
that have a solo mode of some kind.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are going to be going through those top 10.
Great.
And I did want to start off by mentioning, though, what a solo game looks like to me, because it's, everyone kind of has their own opinions of what that might be. And for me, soloing is like when you come along, when you're there for the ride, for the solo. Yep. I love that. I love it. It's almost like you and I are kind of soloing it together.
Yeah, and someone needs to make sure you're not cheating.
And that's the big reason I need NATO along for the ride. Yeah. No, but I really love actually it's like
the cooperative solo.
The cooperative solo, and also it's like puzzling it out together.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And then maybe as you get more into a game, maybe there's times where you just have to solo and you have to just go and finish a part. Maybe a certain campaign or whatever. But anyway,
that's great.
I really look at that as solo as well.
Yeah.
So
great. So what's number 10?
All right, so number 10, diving right in, we just got it, latest addition to our collection, Dune Imperium.
Yes.
Okay, so this one here, we really are itching to get to the table. I think it's coming very soon.
Yes,
We're gonna
absolutely.
Get this to the table.
We will. And it does have a solo mode.
Mm-hmm.
The game itself plays a little bit like Dominion mixed with, say, Lords of Waterdeep. It's a worker placement, essentially, mixed with deck building. So it's a really neat game. And you don't need to necessarily know a ton about the Dune universe, although I think it would add some depth.
And that's one thing that I'm coming in totally blind to. So it's going to be a complete, I'm kind of looking forward to diving into this whole universe, as you call it. So, and seeing what's in there.
And it does have a solo mode. So we'll have to give that a go.
I'm going to love to get your input on how close it mimics the actual series.
The story, okay.
Yeah, the story.
Yeah, we'll do that. Number 9.
All right, number 9. We're going to move along to a very different genre game, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. Okay, so we tackled this actually in 2017.
2016.
On the Gen
drive
Con.
Down to Gen Con.
I got hoarse voice reading an entire novella of story actions from this game, and it was well worth it. And so that was 2016, you said? So that was
2016, 7 years ago?
7 years ago?
Yeah, been a while.
It needs to get back to the table, folks.
Yes.
So anyway, we are really looking at getting it, and it's notice that 1 to 8 player, and probably you could go more.
You could go more, but it would be a bit much.
Party game 1 to 12. Here we go. Anyway,
this game's really easy to solo. You just have some newspapers and a booklet or two and a map, and you can go and just work away on the case.
Actually, that was one thing that really sold me on this game when you said to me there's 3 things. There's a map, a telephone directory, and some newspapers.
Yes.
And that's it. Yeah. That's the components, right? And then, of course, your mind.
Yes. Of course. Can't forget that. Number 8.
Number 8, we're going to go to a GMT game here. And it's one that you've mentioned. It's called Space Empires.
Yes.
So this one has really intrigued me. We've tried a 2-player. We've done it 2 players.
We've done a 2-player, a few times.
And it's 4X.
Yes. The solo mode is you go up against, there's one variation where you go up against 3 Doomsday machines that ramp up in strength and difficulty. There's also another one where you essentially play against an
almost
alien
like 3
empires.
tiers. 3 tiers, right?
Okay, yeah, so you fight off the first one, and then the second one arrives, and then the third one you just hope.
Oh, and there it is, the Doomsday machine.
Yeah, right there.
Oh,
so,
excellent.
And then they have another one where you're up against a kind of virtual enemy alien empire kind of thing.
Right.
So and the expansions add even more solo options as well.
I love the one difficulty challenge on here. Didn't it say something like, try this if you dare?
Yeah,
or something?
good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah,
it was the good luck scenario.
Like easy, normal, harder, and good luck.
And good luck. So I had to chuckle at that one.
So number 7.
Okay, we're going to move along to one that's probably fairly familiar. Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion.
Yes, I have not played this game. I have 0.
No,
I've played Gloomhaven, but not this one.
Not Jaws of the Lion. Yeah. So this one here, and that's exactly kind of my boat too. So knowing what I'm getting into with Gloomhaven. Flash and I actually did do some of the digital.
Yes.
We did some of the digital Jaws of the Lion. We did a little walkthrough in there, and it looks very akin to Gloomhaven, probably Frosthaven as well. I haven't tried Frosthaven. But and we've dived into Gloom a little bit.
Yes.
But I'd love to try and see what Jaws of the Lion has to offer. So it is definitely and there it is play as a standalone or as an expansion to Gloomhaven. So you can even connect it with your Gloomhaven set as well.
Yeah, cool.
So very neat.
All right, good. Big box.
Yeah. So the next one, we're going to return to GMT actually.
Okay.
And it's one that you and I did relatively recently. It's a 2-player version though.
Yeah.
But I am most intrigued to try Twilight Struggle Red Sea Conflict in the Horn of Africa.
Yes.
And it has a solo variant.
It does, which is amazing.
You've tried.
Yes, absolutely. And it's great because
1 to 2 players.
Twilight Struggle, the full game requires 2 players, but this game is kind of small enough in scope that they can actually have a solo mode. And
what did you think? What was your take on the solo mode?
It borrows a lot from one of the Labyrinth expansions, their solo mode, where you essentially have priorities. So based on
like a flowchart.
The board state, it'll give you, okay, if this is this, then these are the priorities, and it lays that out for you. So it acts intelligently. It's a lot easier to follow than a flow chart, which the coin used. It's just generally easier to play.
Okay,
and it's pretty quick. It plays,
what's your take on the AI?
Oh, it's a good challenge.
Is it? Yeah,
I would say it's a good challenge. Any bot can be gamed to some extent, but
of course, that's the nature of the solo, right?
That's part of the game. When you are playing solo, but I think it holds itself up really well.
We're going to keep it with our GMT stack.
Yes, we got our GMT stack. Next up.
The next one we don't have in studio here, but I did want to talk about it. Marvel Champs.
Okay.
Marvel Champs. So this is one that I love the Marvel theme. So for another part of solo gaming that I think you have to embrace is the theme of the game, right?
Yes.
You got to be on board with the solo, especially if you're soloing.
Yes, absolutely.
So Marvel Champs is on point for me.
It's a good challenge actually. And
it's a very good challenge.
It's a neat design how various. It scales up in difficulty as you beat kind of the first level and
the first boss, and you go to the second boss.
They add in side quests essentially, and it's a very neat design.
And it's got good the level of difficulty you want to try and tackle for that particular scenario, right? And there's lots of and so anyway, that is one that I just love the theme, and I love also the looking through the different pairings of characters you can go with. So
yes, absolutely.
So it's definitely one that I want to get to the table again.
Okay.
Yeah. So
next up,
moving along to number 4 is another one that's actually in release phase right now.
Yeah, we did. It's a few weeks away from actually being shipped at this point.
And it's one that you have done a deep dive into.
We got some kind of early access to the playtest module, and
and it is Mr. President by GMT Games again. So really looking forward to this one.
Yes, and we are talking about running a game which will be your president. I'll run the game mechanics, but all the decisions are on you.
Yeah.
So you have to take the blame for everything that goes wrong.
Maybe he'll be my VP. Not sure yet. I haven't decided if I'll allow him that. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to this one. You have been hyping it up for me and kind of pumping its tires.
Yes.
And what's your first blush on it?
Again, it's not an election game, which is very common out there.
Post-election.
You are the president.
This is day one of your mandate.
And you have to deal with international events, domestic issues. You have to manage the polls. You have to manage the media.
The scope sounds giant.
It's gigantic. It's a big game.
But it sounds fun.
But it is really neat. It's very unique in the
And we are going to get that to the table.
Yeah.
Digitally or otherwise.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Next up.
Moving along. Now this one comes with an expansion as well, so I thought I'd bring them both in.
Okay.
It is Robinson Crusoe.
This is a well-loved game.
Well-loved game. Oh my gosh. Taped and just hanging on by a thread. And with that comes the Voyage of the Beagle expansion. So I did have that as well. Zeman Games, and this one has treasured memories of me and my daughters firing it up, the kids playing it, and always, the hunters and what beasts we were going up against. And anyway, really, really love this game and want to get it back to the table.
Yes.
And also want to get some of the Beagle expansion. This comes with extra scenarios.
Yeah.
So looking forward to getting both of those back on the table and getting those going in. Now you found that this one...
I find it
the AI to be relatively
It's a harsh game.
Yeah.
There's no question. It kind of teeters on the verge of being too harsh for my taste.
Really?
But because I like to have options, and I feel that
I love the narrative.
It
of the
limits
story.
the options so much that it's just stressful.
Right.
It's like a lot of games.
And you like Twilight Struggle, right?
A lot of games will give you hey, there's 15 things you want to do. You can get maybe 9.
Right.
In this one, you've got 15 things you want to do, and you can do 2. And it's like, oh my gosh, how do I manage down, or 2 or 3 things out of 15.
I think what I love most about Robinson Crusoe is probably the narrative part of the story.
Yeah.
And the just immersing yourself in the
it does
trapped on a desert island and all the adventures and harrowing and you know what? Yeah, guess what? That is harsh.
Yeah,
being trapped on a desert island, right? So anyway,
it's true to life.
Yeah, that's right. So the last two, unfortunately, we don't have in studio, but I couldn't help. I had to bring them up. So the number 2 on my list is Mage Knight.
Yes, and you've had this game for a long time. We played it
probably
a while ago.
10 plus years. Yeah, and we played 2-player, but we've never done that. I've never really dived into the solo mode of that.
Yeah.
It's been on my wish list to do, and it's just timing, we got to get to it. But just the exploring, building character development.
Yes, it's a really neat design.
Yeah, and I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah, very puzzly.
So definitely want to get that one to the table at some point.
Yeah, maybe we can do that where you'll play and I'll just kind of run the system.
Yeah, again, right? And then so something like that. So that's great. And then the number one game, and actually this is a game I have to give Nato full credit for here. He actually introduced me to it, and I'll never forget one of the ways you framed it. Oh, by the way. Ambush.
Yeah.
Ambush.
Most people have not heard of it. It's an old game from 1983, I believe, from Victory Games, which was a subsidiary of Avalon Hill. Mm-hmm. And you're a squad of soldiers, literally individual soldiers, making your way across the landscape in France. Trying to accomplish your mission and shooting it out with the enemy. And then there's even a variety of expansions. Yeah, there's a bunch of expansions.
Yeah, so which I have as well. So looking forward to getting all those.
You scored. You got all the expansions. I think Move Out, Silver Star, and whatever the other one is.
Right. Purple Heart.
Purple Heart. Yes, you got all the expansions.
So awesome. The one I think it's the closest I've ever seen you come to maybe cheating or re-rolling in a solo game. Nato's comment to me was, "You get so attached to the characters."
Yes, you do.
And you told me a little anecdote about how one of your characters died off on a die roll.
Yeah.
And I think I had vision. I just had this vision of Nato looking at the die and saying, "Should I re-roll it?" So anyway, and that just spoke volumes to me. And I thought that's a game I really want to dive into. And we have a little bit over the years.
Yeah, we played a few scenarios. I think we played 3 or 4. But we really need to go.
But what I love about that too is that you set up and you start and you actually create your whole infantry squad, character by character, and you build each one up. There's die rolls.
You definitely see the influence. Obviously, Dungeons and Dragons was really big at that time, and you can see that.
And it's a mechanic of the. It's got the little chart that you go to the paragraph.
You buy your weapons and everything,
and then you have to go to a booklet and you use there's paragraphs written in the booklet, so it's really kind of it was like totally innovative at the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's an amazing system.
And so anyway, that is one that
that's your top 10.
We got to get to the table. Yeah,
that's your top 10.
That is my top 10.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this run through of maybe got some ideas of some solo games that you might want to get to the table as well.
And don't forget to get out there,
get gaming,
and be legendary.